Welcome back to Lamb School Noticings for the week of October 24th, 2016. I'm Mary Fran Matson, professor and head of the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and your host for Lamb School Noticings. This week, we are pleased to welcome our External Advisory Board back to campus. This 8-person committee of Purdue University graduates lend their support and expertise during their bi-yearly visits to the Lamb School. Their suggestions contribute substantially to the success of the Lamb School, and we look forward to this meeting of the minds every semester. We sat down with Advisory Board member Josh Miles, recent CLA Emerging Voice Award winner and principal at branding agency Miles Herndon, for a brief chat. Take a look.
So when I was a student, it wasn't called the Brian Lamb School of Communication yet. So that's a fairly recent thing in history, and I think it's really important to both honor what the school's about and what Brian Lamb is about as a person. And for those of us who've had a chance to meet Mr. Lamb, he is just delightful and just, the best possible guy you could imagine. So I think that's a really cool thing that we got a chance to meet with and talk to Brian personally to get kind of what he was about as well. So I think it's important with all of these named schools out there with other names like Kellogg and Kelly and all these other brands that are out in the marketplace. Eventually a lot of them get to be known just by the last name. And so that's one of the things that we're exploring is, what should the shorthand name of the school be, or should it always be the Brian Lamb School of Communication? And how do we talk about it? Because the way we talk about it internally is how people are going to echo it out in the market, and we want to make sure that that's very intentional. What's been really cool recently as being part of the advisory board to see some of those students firsthand, whether that's visiting in classrooms and just hearing questions and kind of seeing the inquisitive nature of these students, but also some of the students who presented firsthand personally during our advisory board meetings. What we found is the Brian Lamb School of Communication tends to attract doers. So they are students who aren't just in the classroom to study and learn the formula, but they're also students who want to get their hands wet, and they want to do and execute on projects as well, which is really cool. So it's this combination of rigorous study and active in the community. Yeah, I was initially invited to help a student group who kind of got things started and did a lot of the initial research, which was a great first step, but we saw a challenge in that student group wasn't continuing on after the semester and there was more work to be done. So kind of took the ball from there and tried to take it further. So I don't have a hard stop at the end of the semester, so we can keep helping out until the project's done. So we're taking this through our typical discovery process that we call Drive. So it's kind of getting to the brand strategy and ultimately the look and feel. So we do a lot of internal discovery and have met with the leadership team and some of the faculty. Then we did some external research, kind of looking at the website and other marketing touch points, as well as other competing programs. And this week we demonstrated some of our insights and recommendations from a brand voice and brand essence standpoint. So trying to boil down this brand to kind of the shortest, most concise way of describing what it's about. And then started to show some ideas of what a new logo or brand identity might look like for the school. So ultimately we wanted the Lamb School of Communication to stand out as something unique and special and really play up all the great things about the Brian Lamb School. But this is really about helping the outside world and other people who are considering this understand the great things that we know about this brand and this organization. So I think this ultimately will attract more prospective students, both on the undergraduate and graduate level.
Last week, the Lamb School welcomed travel expert and founder of Weekend Student Adventures, Andy Steeves, to campus. Andy spoke to a packed crowd of curious student explorers and advised them on how to be savvy European travelers while on study abroad. Andy worked for his father, travel guru Rick Steves, as an assistant tour guide while he was in college. Then he returned to Europe in 2008 for his own study abroad experience in Rome. It was there that Andy saw the need for organized student travel experiences. Drawing from his past travels, Andy connects with today's students who are interested in studying abroad. He shows them that it is possible to have meaningful but fun-packed stays in Europe's major cities. Thank you to Andy and Lamb School professor Brian Smith for spearheading this excellent learning opportunity. Finally this week, we want to take a moment to congratulate Lamb School senior Trevor Peters, who, thanks to your votes, was named Purdue's 2016 Homecoming King. Trevor is a talented and well-rounded student who sings in the Varsity Glee Club, hosts the Purdue student news program Fast Track, and has served as director and editor for this very program, Lamb School Noticings. In May, Trevor will graduate with a degree in mass communication. We'll be sad to see you go, but we are excited to see what you'll do next. Congratulations, Trevor. Well, that wraps up another episode of Lamb School Noticings. Be sure to send your noticings to me at mmatson@purdue.edu and stay in touch with the Lamb School via social media. Take special care and see you next time.